Hi guys. I was actually really excited about this assignment because I ferment stuff every week. I ferment my chicken feed and I feed this to my chickens. So I usually always have one of these going. This one I need to add more water to it, but this was kind of an easier project for me since I usually do this. Basically, let me pull up my little prompt here. So this is a lacto formation of chicken feed. This is what farmers, we call a wet mash, but really this is fermentation created by lactic acid. So this is the same type of fermentation that happens with sauerkraut. So it contains all the bacteria that's good for your gut, lactobacillus, and other good bacteria and yeast. So how it works is the first day, so I usually let it sit about 3 days. Anything that's longer than that is not beneficial. So I've been doing this for about a year, and let me pull up my thing. Okay, so the first day you soak your grains. It basically just makes them easier to digest for the chickens. You use water, distilled water. There can't be any chemicals in the water. So usually, like, our tap has a little bit of chlorine, a little bit of fluoride, and everything like that will affect your fermentation. So you have to make sure that you either go by distilled water or you let your water sit out for 24 hours outside in a plastic container, which reduces the chlorine in the water. So the first day, again, it's making it easier to digest, and it reduces the phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors in all the grains. By the second day, the lactic acid bacteria begins the process of fermentation by consuming the sugars in the grains and multiplying, and it produces lactic acid. The lactic acid turns around and makes the environment unsuitable for bad bacteria, so it leaves behind only the beneficial microbes. As long as the grains stay submerged in the bath, they will be preserved indefinitely, but there does come a point where the grains can become too sour and the chickens just won't eat them. So anything in between 3 to 5 days, I found that they'll still eat it, but anything after 5 days, they won't eat. Hey! Okay, so the fermentation is an anaerobic process. It preserves and enhances the food. Lacto-fermented food contains live probiotics, and it helps normalize the acidity in our stomach and then helps provide digestive balance and aid in the absorption of nutrients. So when it comes to chickens, this helps them increase the egg weight, which is pretty awesome. It boosts, sorry, I have a sick toddler. It boosts the intestinal health due to their bodies digesting the fermented feed. Let's see here. What other questions did I need to answer?
Who's that?
That's my, that's probably my teacher. Okay, so teacher. So the other questions we have here. So the only ingredients that I use in my chicken feed is scratch grains, which is oats. We put some seeds in there, and then my husband usually likes to add, I don't know if you can see it, but there's mealworms on the top that doesn't do anything except for make it more tasty. They love worms. So the amount of oxygen stays the same. It's room temperature. It does create a slight increase in alcohol, we believe, but there's, I'm not going to taste it. I've read that it does create a slight increase in alcohol, and also chickens seem to love it. So I wouldn't change it. I do this every week, and my chickens love it, and I'm always successful, which is great. But the changes in the food as far as what happens, obviously it just becomes easier digestible. It creates good bacteria. Sometimes it sprouts on the top if you leave it for too long, which is fine. They might still eat it, but they'll probably go for like the wet mash, and they go for the seeds and the grains and stuff like that. So, okay. Thanks, guys. Can you say bye?
Bye.